graphology and graphotherapy may be a new term to you, and I hope that what I expressed right now gets the concept clear and how it can be beneficial for you. Graphology and calligraphy are very two different subjects. Both deal with handwriting, but graphology is about understanding the person's thought process through handwriting. Calligraphy is an art form of expressing different type forms. So what I am going to explain to you is the science of understanding the human thought process through handwriting. This science is an interdependent science. What is the meaning of interdependent? It means that it requires the logic and the concepts from other sciences so that it can make different theories and have a different way to observe a human being. Geometry is one of the most important technical fields importantly used in graphology. The angles of the letters, the way the person writes, all this comes into the geometric patterns. Simple physics and body human anatomy is the knowledge that is required to understand how my hand movement can depict my mind's and state of my body. The other thing is psychology. Psychology is a subject which is still quite debatable. Many are there in theory, many are practical, but in terms of psychology we are trying to understand how the person's mind works. Logic is based on calculations, what we find in the rest of the subject. And the most important, I feel it's a bit funny to pinpoint, but common sense is very important in graphology. You see, when we start to become expert in our field and become very technically sound and we want to do our best, the common sense part of our being starts to go away from us. And then what happens? A bit of ego comes up, the ego takes over, and that's one thing I like about graphology, it keeps you grounded. Now, just because I am a graphologist, I've got a big ego and I've got all the knowledge, that doesn't happen. I still know that I am a human being. I can make mistakes. I can make mistakes in my own handwriting, and that itself is a therapy to me. Knowing what the problem is half the therapy solved. Okay. So this is a diagram which really interested me. If you see the center circle A, this is the A that is taught in kindergarten. Everybody has been to first standard? Good. So, so when you were in first standard, the teacher taught you to write the A like the center one, right? A simple semicircle and then a line. Did anybody train you to change the way you write your letter A? Yes, it became a habit. Is your A exactly the same way as you wrote it in first standard? Why did it change? Okay. Okay, my 40 minutes session is going to be interactive. Please correspond with me. Don't worry about it being formal. The nature of graphology is interaction. So that what happens is that we learn while we teach and we teach while we learn. It's both the same way. Now, all these different types of A's which you're seeing, they are also A. They look different, but they are also A. This shows that our surroundings, our parents, our teachers, anybody around us, situations do influence us. This influence directly is affecting our mind, and it is seen in the handwriting. Have you ever had an experience that one day you're very confident, and how does your walk become? How do you walk? Your shoulders are upright, your back is straight, you feel amazing. Suddenly you get a stomach pain. What happens? Is it possible to be same? The body bends, it shows symptoms. Let's take another example. You're writing an exam, you're confident, 2 plus 2, 4, amazing. The next question comes and you don't know the answer. What happens to your body? Yeah? You're writing the same answer, You're using the same letters. What's going to happen? Don't you feel that the handwriting is going to change? Because ultimately this is also a body movement. This is graphology. We're just trying to see how the handwriting is changing, what causes it, and then if we can change the handwriting, can it heal us? Let's say one person here has never had a stomach pain in their entire life. Their stomach and digestive system is perfect. And this person here, every second week he's got a stomach cramp, he can't eat the pani puri, he goes out, he gets food poisoning, lot of mess. Do you feel that if there's something in his handwriting that I can pick up and make this person right, it will make a change? Possible? That is graphotherapy. You all use Android or iPhones. You have an application, you get an update and the application has some new features. Exactly, this is our application over here. Graphology helps you to update this with new technologies. You want to be a bit more confident, you want to be a little more daring to speak in front of a crowd. You will come to know my story in a bit. So we'll go to the next slide. I want to share my story. I guess in terms of healing and in terms of integrated healing, the first person that we need to take care of is ourselves. Because if I've got a problem here and I go out solving somebody else's problem, I feel it's artificial. If I know the therapy myself and I've practiced it myself, I know what's going to happen to that person when he does it. I'm not saying you have to fall sick and feel it and then get the medicine. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that personal experience has a very strong and powerful effect when you're trying to help somebody get therapy. This is my handwriting when I started. This is the actual notes of graphology when I was writing it. It was in 2005, 7th of August. If you have written notes today in the morning of some of the lectures, have a look at your handwriting. I'm sure they are far better than this. Anybody here is a graphologist? You have no clue about graphology. What idea do you get from this handwriting? What do you feel about this person? How do you think his academic performance is going to be? Lack of confidence, confusion. Now, all these therapists, when they tell this person to practice something, do you think he's going to do it? The major problem with therapists and these experts is that the patient doesn't do what is being told to do. How do you think this person's relations are going to be? Academic performance. Do you think this person can stand here and talk to you? This is what's going to happen. This is me in 2005 in August. Some other notes also. It's beautiful if you understand modern art. Okay, now next. This was my handwriting in February 2006. August, September, October, November, December, Jan, Feb. 7 months. 7 months. Now see, you are still not graphologist, but do you feel something different about this person? Little more systematic. It's not that this person won't have health problems, but how do you think his immune system is going to be? When a doctor tells him to take the medicine, will he take it? Discipline. Bit more confident, bit more aware. Yes. Yes. So, see, you're getting clues. You're getting clues from my handwriting and you're not even a graphologist. Handwriting speaks to us. It's like body language. If I walk like this, what is wrong with me? My leg. It's so simple. You just have to see the traits. Yeah, shoes also could be a problem. So this was my issue. I had weak health. Not that I didn't have good doctors and therapists. I had amazing people around me, but I was not a good patient. Low self-confidence, irregular bowel movement, negligible academic performance, lack of emotional stability, weak habit formation, and low financial income. You see this lifestyle? You think anything this person tries to do good is going to come out good? It's very difficult. This person can't even enjoy a movie without complaining. As I've developed my handwriting, and the last picture is of my handwriting in 2015 until today, my handwriting is same. Yes, there are certain changes in the letters, but the basic clarity, the basic structure of the letters which I am aware of is giving me the strength or the reprogramming ability to take care of my issues. There's improved health. I'm able to speak to you on stage, and frankly speaking, if I was in 2005 right now, I would have walked out of this room without even bothering. Out of fear. I know graphology, I will know everything, but मैं सबके सामने क्या बोलूं? Better bowel movement, superb academic performance. I have got records of my academic performance before 12th standard. I never touched first 60 degree, 60%. My parents gave a party when I got 64% in 12th standard. Does anybody have a party at 64%? People cry at 80%, or yaar 5% miss ho gaye. For my first year onwards, first year I started in 2005, first year, second year, third year, all distinction marks, 75% and above. Now you must be wondering, what does academics have to do with health? You can ask anybody who is a failure or who has experienced failure, what happens to your body? No amount of medicine, no amount of therapy can make you feel good in front of a paper you don't know how to answer. You will try to do meditation and all you know is how bad it's going to go. You get it? At that moment of time when you are in trouble, it's very difficult to be positive. It's very difficult. But as you reprogram your mind, as you take the challenge and face your weaknesses, you can overcome them. Have anybody of you all seen Tare Zameen Pe? It talks about dyslexia. I am dyslexic. My inability to learn languages. I used to study 8 hours a day, Hindi and Marathi, and get 17 out of 100. Anybody can get 90%, 80%. Try to get 17 out of 100. It's very difficult. Yeah. What's more difficult than getting 17 out of 100? Going back home. Parents already know. If I by chance pass, then it's like, party day today, a celebration. So what I'm trying to show you is that I have worked on myself. I have 700 cases where I worked with students, professionals, doctors, teachers, lawyers, anybody, even people who don't write, unpad, who we so call them, those who have never had an education. We can make them draw, and that drawing can reveal to us so much. Okay. Now the sorry. Possibly. Yes. Drawing and color therapy. I believe somebody is going to speak about color therapy. That concepts also are going to be involved, and that's why I say graphology is a very interdependent science. I'm not going to only help you change your life only with handwriting. There's so many things that you can do apart from handwriting. So the applications of graphology is first of all health. The most important thing when it comes to health issues is diagnosis. If we can reduce the speed, if we can just diagnose the person's health issues quickly, we can avoid many problems. Is anybody a cardiologist here? Anybody a specialist in heart? How much time does it take for a brand new patient to know that he's got a blockage? He'll go for angiography, he'll go to this place, that place. It'll take at least a day, If he finds out there is 90% blockage, during that day, is it a possibility he could have had a heart attack? After seeing that 90%, the chances are more. What if I could do that by just seeing the handwriting? We have completed research. We have completed research on how to see blockages in the heart area around the arteries through handwriting. We'll come to know whether surgery has been done on it through handwriting. Also, we come to know whether the surgery is done well on the person. We want to know whether the person's surgery is going to have a long-lasting effect or he has to go into a relapse. We've got dentists in Mumbai and Pune who look at the patient's handwriting, they see the tooth problem, then they go to the table, they open the mouth of the patient and they see the same problem there. How much time does it take for you to say 2 plus 2? What's the answer? Did it take time? Graphology is based exactly on that. You see traits, you add them up, you get an answer. It's that simple. Next thing, relations. When I was invited to integrated healing, I felt that mostly people look for physical problems in the person. Physical issues. You got a scratch, you got a bruise, you got virus, bacteria, these are physical things. What about the emotions of the person? What about the mental state of the person? You could have a person here, his bone structure, his muscles, his hormones, his chakras, everything is perfect. But his daughter don't talk to him. His wife don't talk to him. His colleagues in his office trouble him. How are you going to help this person? You going to give him a vitamin tablet? Even if he exercises, when he goes back home, how is he going to talk to that person? Do you think that therapies are going to have a long-lasting effect for a person with relationship problems? We'll try to say, okay, do meditation. He'll do it. When he goes to tell his wife, please, let's do meditation together. Baat mat karna mujhse. See, now we are trying to see the source of the problem. We are healing from somewhere else, but the source is not stopping. Na? So, if we are able to heal relations through handwriting, maybe we can just make the person feel good, and the feeling good factor can start the body heal itself. You ever had an experience where you had a problem with your spouse and then suddenly things patch up? How it feels? It feels amazing, no? The stomach pain which you had for 2 days suddenly disappeared. Huh? Next. Academics. This of course I am an expert at. I have failed more than 34 times in school, different subjects. My confidence in failing is amazing. Not easy. Anybody can be confident when things are good, but when things go bad, how are you going to put your chin up? Of course, academics is a different situation altogether. The only thing that academics currently test is the memory. The creativity, the understanding of the person is not really tested. So in graphology, what we are trying to do is we are trying to help students reduce the stress of studies. We want them to enjoy studies. On my 3rd year exam, my exam was continuously from Monday to Saturday. Every day, 3 hours of paper. 2 days before this week, I went for a movie. Most of you all are parents. Have you all ever sent a child for a movie 2 days before the exam? 3rd year final exam? Why not? Exam. Oh, the moment the word exam comes and timetable comes, half the person's health is going to go there only. If I could make the person enjoy studies, how is his healing going to be? Even if he falls sick on that day, he'll say, "Arey, exam ko aane do. I'll write the paper in 2 hours instead of 3 hours and come out." I got 92% in my practical exam with a stomach pain. I've got exam results. If you want, you can see them anytime. Next, career options. This slide has got very little to do with this. Do you think so? A bad career decision can ruin your life. Every day you have to look at the boss you don't want to look at. Every day you have to do the work you don't want to look at. And people who are experts at emotions, you'll know that first thing will be stomach pain. Then there will be back issues. Healthy people coming into the career path after 2 years have got all sorts of health issues. They are eating correctly, they do their pranayam, they do everything correctly. But the stress of the bad career, the stress of not dealing with colleagues correctly, that stress pulls the person down. See, when I think of holistic healing, I don't want to come to the person thinking a certain mindset. I want to look at him like a blank slate. There are so many instances where I have not even met the person I am giving therapy to. I get a handwriting from the email, I see the things in the sample. If he's got a career issue, if he's got relation issues, we go directly to the issue, we don't go around. We heal the problem based on what its source is. And that starts the healing itself. Sometimes even telling the person that you've got a backache is enough to tell the person to straighten up. Okay? Creation of wealth. Now, first thing when we see this word wealth, we think money. Yes, money is very important, it runs our lives, but wealth of knowledge, wealth of experiences, wealth of having amazing relations. There's so much wealth to be attained. How are you going to have access to that? Can I tell you the most difficult thing of being a therapist? I don't know if you will agree with me, but it's the lack of opportunity. There are experts here who are very good at their field, but some of them will go back and sit at their home. Hopefully somebody will come to them. By chance किसी ने मेरा नाम सुना तो वो आएगा. So when we are having a change in handwriting, we start to generate a confidence. This confidence attracts opportunities, and with opportunities, we are able to develop in wealth, overall wealth. Next. Now, graphotherapy is provided in two ways. If you are a student and you write regularly, or even a chartered accountant, if they write regularly, then we give in written techniques. In written techniques, what happens is, we change the letter structures in certain format and tell the person to write it in a certain way. The geometries found in that start to affect the mind. Let me give you a simple example. I am sitting on this chair. What do you think I am feeling? Bored, lethargic, maybe a little tension. Now, what changed? Just the body language. So, when I am changing the person's letters, I am just changing body language at a micro level. Now what's happening is, the programming is going back into the brain and rewiring. This rewiring starts showing its effects within a week. Students who find difficult to express answers, they are feeling a little confident. There's professionals who feel they want to grow in their career but they can't. Within a week they find the willpower to do it. Health issues, stomach issues related to actual, maybe you ate something wrong, or you have an emotional backlog, okay, a mental state of mind which is not straight, you got some tension, it affects your stomach. So we are taking care of the stomach issue, but from the emotional, physical and mental point of view, and that makes it a very direct sort of a healing. Non-written technique is where people who don't write, especially in today's time where mobile and laptops are there, we barely even hold the pen. Probably the last time you wrote something was when a courier came and you had to sign someplace. Or you had to just write a check. You had to scribble some note. Now for those people who don't write, we've got non-written techniques. And this is where integrated healing really comes into play. My knowledge of water healing, my knowledge of Sujok therapy, Reiki, and different techniques. I've got a whole team of people. I've got a team of people known as Wellness Sense, a whole group of people who are good in their fields. I just send them across. Now, if I see vitamin deficiency in the person through the handwriting, do you think by changing the letter, vitamins are going to come? It doesn't make sense. What do? Send them to the nutrition expert. If this person is feeling lack of confidence, he can't move too much. Yes, changing letters will help. I'll send them to the dance therapist. Yes. Yeah. So what I do is that I've got a group of people who I submit them this non-written group of clients where they get the therapy based on what their problem is. Yes, graphology is a diagnostic tool and a limited therapy tool. The major advantage which I feel is speed, the quickness with which you can detect things. And ultimately graphology for me is a life skill. It has taken care of my personal feelings, my health, my social well-being, how I'm able to conduct myself, how my health is going to be. Let's take for example, while coming to Bhopal from Pune, I came by bus and I was not feeling too well. I just took out my pen, wrote a certain letter in certain formation. That programming reminded my body that it can take care of it. The mind sometimes needs to push the body to heal itself. It works the other way around also. The body also sometimes needs to push the brain to straighten itself. So either way, graphology works. Academics, relationship, career. I'm really happy with the way I am right now. There's no place I would like to be other than this. Is there any career option which I wanted other than this? No. The relationships which I have at home are good. It's just the way I want. Now I'm not talking about only good relationships. I'm talking about bad relationships also. Not everybody is going to be nice to you. How are you going to separate the people who you don't want in your life without telling them to get out? Handwriting can help you with that also. If you want to work with like-minded people, a certain handwriting formation can help you get that mindset to attract only those type of people who will align your desires to the present tense. Okay. I hope you understood a bit about what graphology is and its immense potential in terms of integrated healing.